Thank you for tuning in to News 99. I'm Brittany Connell along with Michael Warren. Coming up in the next half hour, an incident has gotten many people wondering how a 9-year-old boy from Minneapolis managed to sneak onto a plane to Las Vegas, apparently without a boarding pass. And this newborn lion cub was welcomed into the world. You won't want to miss this adorable video. All that and more coming up. Stay tuned. News 99 starts right now.
This is News 99, coverage as local as it gets.
Good afternoon, I'm Michael Warren. Thank you for tuning into News 99, where all this month we're going pink to spread awareness of breast cancer. Today we begin with a happening out of York County. No injuries were sustained after a pickup truck was struck by a train yesterday morning. Police say the York Rail train struck the pickup as it crossed tracks at Ambow Road near Route 116 in North Codorus Township. The truck driver was identified as John Brenneman, and he was cited for failure to yield to the train. The pickup truck suffered front-end damage. The train only sustained minor paint scrapes.
A Carlisle man was among 4 soldiers killed Sunday in Afghanistan. Sergeant Patrick C. Hawkins was assigned to the 3rd Platoon, 75th Ranger Regiment, based in Fort Benning, Georgia. Hawkins died Sunday from injuries suffered in an improvised explosive device attack. Hawkins was awarded the Bronze Star Medal, Meritorious Service Medal, and the Purple Heart. He leaves behind a wife and 2 parents.
Employees at a Lancaster restaurant are shocked after they were robbed at gunpoint, according to police. 2 men with handguns entered Lancaster's Belvedere at about 2 a.m. Tuesday. The men stole an undetermined amount of cash. Security video shows 1 man watched the door while the other held up 3 employees inside. The employees say they have never encountered a crime at this restaurant. They also believe police will be able to locate the robbers through fingerprints they left behind.
A Lancaster teen is facing charges in connection with several burglaries in the Manheim Township business. Last month, according to police, 19-year-old Mitchell Felix forced his way into the Red Rose Family Physicians and the Lancaster School of Cosmetology on September 10th. Nothing was taken from either site, but both sites sustained damage from Felix. He also reportedly damaged a window at Ramirez Auto Repair. He has been charged with 2 counts of burglary and 1 attempt of burglary.
Students were forced to evacuate a school briefly after a gas leak was discovered. The leak was discovered at the base of a meter at the Derry Township Middle School around 8 a.m. yesterday. The students were evacuated to the high school, and utility crews turned off the gas. The school was deemed safe an hour later, and the students returned to class.
The death of a woman found burning outside a central Pennsylvania hospital has been deemed a suicide. Lehigh County Coroner Scott Grimm ruled 63-year-old Sarah Hannah had set herself on fire. Grimm says it's unknown how or why the woman set herself on fire. Hannah was spotted on the hospital grounds an hour after she was treated for an undisclosed alignment and released. Hannah was taken to the Lehigh Valley Hospital Burn Center, where she later died.
A 9-year-old boy from Minneapolis managed to sneak on a plane to Las Vegas, apparently without a boarding pass. George Howell has more on what happened.
This is where it all started. A 9-year-old boy walked off a light rail car Thursday and into the Minneapolis airport with plans to travel, but no ticket. He passed through the security checkpoints of TSA screening. No problem. Then he continued on to the G concourse, specifically here at gate G4. But it's still unclear exactly how he got past the ticket agent who was collecting tickets here. What we do know is this minor did board flight 1651 and traveled some 1,300 miles to Las Vegas. Officials say it wasn't until the flight crew became suspicious because he was traveling alone and contacted Las Vegas Metropolitan Police, who took the child into custody upon landing.
I think they should take him to the tables and let him play a little because his luck was doing well. once he got to Vegas.
Air transportation expert Terry Tripler says the whole thing highlights big gaps in security, especially when it comes to children.
Because that 9-year-old child does not need identification. Anyone under 18. So I can understand standing behind a family or whatever, if the family's checking in and they're not aware that he's standing behind them. I can understand that. I cannot understand the Delta gate agents. This is where I put the major problem. It happened there.
While no one would talk on camera, we did get a lot of statements. First, from the TSA, essentially saying they did their jobs. Quote, the child was screened along with all other passengers to ensure that he was not a threat to the aircraft. And then Delta. Quote, Delta is taking this incident very seriously and working with authorities in the investigation. Due to the fact that it involves a minor, we are not commenting further at this time. For the traveling public who know the rigorous routines of airport screening.
And we have to go through taking our shoes, put them in bats, go through the belt, go through the thing.
It's a mystery how a child could have slipped through the cracks.
I'm quite surprised that he got through security and all the things we as adults have to go through.
George Howell, CNN, Minneapolis.
Thank you, George, for that report. I don't know about you, Britt, but I certainly saw a lot more people walking around outside with their sweatshirts on.
It's definitely chillier. I had to wear my sweater and my boots, and I was just about to add a hat and gloves too.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to toss it over to Mike, who has our complete weather forecast. Mike?
Well, we did have, it was some weather for some sweatshirts, even some people breaking out the sweatpants. Tomorrow, you're going to need that rain jacket outside. But first, let's take a look at climatology so far for the month of October. This dotted red line right here, that's our normal temperature on average for this time of the year. So you can see we're slowly beginning to decrease that line. But notice where we were for the first half of October, well, the first couple days of October, well above it right here. Even our hottest day so far in October was 86 degrees. Over these last couple days, we've been getting a little bit more to the normal temperature. Some weather cameras across the area right now. Clouds across the sky. Last week at this time we were seeing 84 and sun. Today it's clouds with temperatures barely near 60. Harrisburg, Gettysburg, Columbia, and Carlisle all showing mostly cloudy skies this afternoon, as well as Millersville right now. There's a field hockey game going on. The temperature 58 degrees. It's cloudy with a wind out of the northeast at 12 miles an hour. So our almanac numbers here for today. Today we topped out at 59 degrees. Our low was at 44. We're quite below now after being above average. Now we're below average. 68's our normal for this time of the year, but right on par with our normal low and nowhere close to breaking any records right now. Temperatures across the area are in the upper 50s and lower 60s. Lows tonight will dip down into the upper 40s and lower 50s. Still, we have not had our first hard frost of the year, so we're still doing pretty well. Fall foliage and pretty much almost getting to its peak stage. Highs tomorrow. Some places may not even get out of the 50s, like down out in York, 57 degrees. But as we move north, 62 Pottsville, 64 in Lebanon for tomorrow. So we do have some rain showers to talk about. They're just to our south right now. Our area is dry. They will be influencing our weather over the next 24 hours. On the bigger picture, pretty much most of the United States is dry right now. A few showers and snow showers out in the Pacific Northwest, but otherwise much of the U.S. is dry. So we have this low pressure system out here. That's going to be coming our way later on in the week. High pressure still remaining over New England, but we have this low pressure system right off the coast of Washington, D.C. We're going to take a look at the water vapor loop right now. This shows motion in the atmosphere up at the jet stream level. So this is really what influences our weather. We have this dip in the jet stream right here. We saw this last week and the last few weeks of September. So when you get this dip in the jet stream, there's colder temperatures out here, warmer temperatures up here as we have this southwesterly flow. But wait, last week this was the case, but this week we have this X right here. That's that low pressure system. That's bringing us that rain. Remember that cold front that came through on Monday? So that combined with Karen that came up the coast, and that's bringing us those rain showers. So over the next couple of 24 hours, right now we're at that right circle right there. Rain showers will be beginning to get our way by tonight, 8 p.m. You may see a drizzle in your evening hours. By midnight, the rain starts to pick up at times with some heavier rain. This is tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. You're still that white circle right there, rain showers across the board. So we're going to see off and on showers tomorrow, with some of them being heavier at times. That'll last right into the evening hours, 8 p.m. You can see much of the southern parts of Pennsylvania are seeing that rain. And by Friday, that rain will begin to decrease, and Saturday and Sunday, well, your weekend's looking to be partly cloudy. But for tonight, 50 degrees. It'll be some drizzle by midnight, but the rain will pick up after midnight. Like I said, low down to 50. Tomorrow, 56, period of rain. It'll be much cooler than what we expected over the last couple of days. And here comes the next 7 days of your life. Those rain showers will be off and on tomorrow. Some will be heavy at times, but by Friday, we continue those rain showers, decreasing by midnight, 60 degrees. Our weekend's looking partly sunny with temperatures beginning to warm into the lower to mid 60s. And by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, sunshine returns. Britt and Mike.
Thank you, Mike. Coming up after the break, find out what caused a man to set himself on fire on the National Mall last week. And it's not might what you'd be thinking. We'll be right back.
91.7 FM WIXQ, Millersville's #1 music source. The university's student-run radio station. Tune in daily to hear a variety of music beyond the top 40s. Want to be a DJ? All majors are welcome. Email operationsmanager@wixq.com for more information. Visit us online at wixq.com. 91.7 FM WIXQ, your #1 music source.
Body language. Without saying a word, it can tell you so much. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time. Time to call 911 immediately. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Learn the body language, the sudden signs, and spot a stroke fast.
This is Mike. This is where he's sleeping tonight. That's his pillow. He could have been upstairs using Jen's pillow if he would have stuck to just drinking that 6-pack. But boys will be boys, and 1 6-pack turns into 2, and then that turns into shots. And before you know it, you've an empty bottle of vodka and a full toilet bowl.
A long fight with a mental illness was the cause of a recent happening on the National Mall. John Constantino of Mount Laurel, New Jersey, poured gasoline on himself in the center portion of the mall on Friday afternoon. He then set himself on fire. Passing joggers stopped to help, and police say he was conscious at the scene. Constantino later died at a Washington hospital. A statement was released from his family, but it did not address his mental illness.
The Federal Aviation Administration announced Monday it's recalling 800 furloughed employees. More than 15,000 FAA workers were taken off the job last week because of the partial government shutdown. The agency issued a statement saying that the workers are from the Office of Aviation Safety. The inspectors and safety staff provide oversight in the areas across the country, according to the statement.
A marathon runner was fined $100 because he was caught in the Valley Forge National Historical Park during the current government shutdown. The runner, John Bell, plans to fight the ticket in federal court. He says he parked his car in a remote open parking lot. When he came back, 2 rangers were waiting for him with a ticket. Bell's lawyer, Jeremy Ibrams, says his client is just trying to stay fit and that Bell saw many other bikers and runners in the park.
A crane's load at a Manhattan skyscraper is back on the ground after a mechanical failure left it suspended above West 57th Street. The New York City's Department of Buildings say a 7-ton counterweight T was being lifted when a mechanical failure occurred at the top of the crane, leaving the counterweight T stuck 429 feet in the air. Eventually, workers were able to slowly lower the load down to the ground manually.
The powerful software company Microsoft is seeking a new chief executive. Current CEO Stephen Ballmer is set to retire sometime next year. Speculations are that ex-shareholder Bill Gates may return to the company. Gates returning would link to how Steve Jobs came back to Apple after leaving his company. Gates has been seen more around Microsoft. Rumor also states that Alan Mulay of Ford is another possible candidate. Mr. Mulay is known for his excellent leadership when the company went through the car crisis.
American children don't measure well compared with their international peers, and you may be surprised to know that the adults aren't scoring well either. Results of a global test released Tuesday showed American adults scored below average in math, reading, and problem solving using technology. These findings reinforce the gap between the nation's high and low skilled workers and how hard it is for a child to move ahead when parents have not. The test comprised over 160,000 people, ages 16 to 65, in more than 20 countries.
A survivor of the Boston Marathon bombings is learning to run again. Heather Abbott practiced running on her prosthetic leg in a clinic with other amputees on Sunday. Abbott was watching the Boston Marathon when 2 bombs went off near the finish line on April 15th. The blasts killed 3 people and injured more than 200 others. Abbott says she was determined to do all the things she used to do. She has 4 prosthetics, one for running, a waterproof one for swimming, another that allows her to wear high heels, and an everyday leg.
A morning bus ride to an elementary school in North Carolina took a dangerous turn when the bus flipped over. Authorities say 10 people were on board at the time of the crash. 9 people, including the driver, were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. CNN affiliates WBTV says it was raining and foggy at the time of the crash. Officials say one of the bus wheels fell into the mud on the side of the road. The driver tried to overcorrect, and that's when the bus overturned. Coming up next, find out which service on campus is thriving despite all the cuts to the budget, which happened this year. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Bead and Pottery Works in downtown Lancaster is your creativity destination. Something new awaits you with every visit. Sit down and let your imagination decorate your own piece of pottery. Visitors can select from over 250 plus combinations of pottery and paints. If you're looking for a quick gift, string your own necklace for that personal flair or design a bracelet or a pair of earrings at the beading studio. The Beadworks and Pottery Works in Lancaster. Creativity for everyone, activities for all ages.
Well, that does it for this edition of News 99. Coming up next on MTV, our new hit show, The Vibe, followed by In the Zone with a sneak peek into Donovan McNabb's season.
He just said MTV, not MUTV.
Yeah. Oh, okay, well, I'm just getting warmed up.
All right, let's do it again from the top. In 5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
Well, that'll do it for this edition of News 99. Coming up next on MTVU, our new hit show, The Vibe, followed by...
Oh my God.
What happened?
MTVU.
What happened?
Are you serious? MTVU.
Oh. We'll do it from the top again. I'm getting warmed up.
He said MTVU, not MUTV. And Bobby?
We're just going to have Matt do this one, okay?
Yeah, I'm just going to do it. Just, are you good?
Go ahead. Go
ahead. All right.
All right, from the
top, one more time. Matt, you're closing it. In 5, 4, 3,
2, 1.
That does it for this edition of News 99. Coming up next on MUTV, our new hit show, The Vibe, and In the Zone with a sneak peek of Donovan McNabb. Are you serious? All you have to do is sit there and look pretty as I talk. That's all. If you can't do your job, I'm fine with that. But seriously, just sit there. Quiet. No. That's all you have to do. Quiet as I talk. Can you do your job correctly?
We can do it.
Just sit there as I talk.
We got this.
All right? All right? Are we going to do this again?
All right, from the top again.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, that does it for this installment of News 99. Coming up next on MUTV, our new hit show, The Vibe, and then...
What are you doing?
Well, I'm out of ink and I'm out of paper. Plus the library was closed, so now I gotta write my term paper by hand.
You're a moron, dude. You should have went to Cartridge World of Centerville. They have all the ink, toner, and paper you need, even at prices college students can afford. So you don't have to write your term paper with sticky notes.
What?
Save 10% with your Millersville ID at Cartridge World, the world's leader in ink and toner refill.
The U.S. government has been shut down for nearly 2 weeks, and an end is not in sight. Our own Gene Casimir reports on how Millersville is reacting to the shutdown.
On March 23, 2010, President Barack Obama signed the Affordable Care Act into law. Republicans have been trying to get rid of Obamacare for the past few years, and now they are trying to eliminate it by defunding the Health Care Act in the budget proposal. I spoke with political communication professor Robert Spicer about the implications of the government shutdown.
Republicans in the House basically said either defund Obamacare or we're not going to pass a budget. Or we're going to put this in the actual budget that we're not going to fund Obamacare. And the Democrats in the Senate disagreed, and they couldn't come together on a compromise to pass a budget. And when you don't pass a budget, the government stops working.
An estimated 800,000 federal employees are furloughed, which has caused certain government agencies to shut down.
So things like the national parks will not be operating. The Smithsonian will not be open. The Statue of Liberty will not be open.
Millersville student Diego Cabrera had a change of plans after he heard the news of the government shutdown.
Well, due to the museums being closed, class project I had with the Smithsonian was definitely postponed, so now I have to come up with something else to do.
Not all government benefits are going away. Social Security, Medicare, unemployment benefits, air traffic control, and military salaries are still being funded, and you will still get your mail. There is no timetable that has been set for the government shutdown, but in 1996, the shutdown lasted for 21 days. Reporting from Millersville University, I'm Gene Casimir.
It was a tough loss for the Millersville women's volleyball team this week. Reporter Ryan Rimby was there and has all the details and what the coach says went wrong.
Millersville women's volleyball has been struggling this season as they are 2-4 in the PSAC. Westchester is equally struggling as they are 1-5 in the PSAC. Something had to give as the two teams squared off at Pasillo on Saturday. After going up 2-0, Millersville couldn't hold off after a strong rally by the Rams took it to 5 games. Westchester dominated Game 5 in blowout fashion. Head coach of the Marauders, Brian Smith, says there's 2 main reasons why his team lost today after being up 2-0.
Well, I think there's 2 reasons. One is we got comfortable. We had 2 very good games. We won fairly easily. And then we got comfortable a little bit, and then we stopped terminating the ball. We were getting pretty good passes in the third set, but our hitters were not putting it away, and so that kept them in the game.
Westchester controlled the net all day as Julia O'Brien, middle hitter for Westchester, dominated the game. She had 12 kills and 2 blocks. I spoke with Julia about her attitude during the game.
I think I just really wanted to win for my team, and I didn't want to let us down, so I just played my best, and I was happy with the outcome.
After a tough loss, Millersville is back at Pasillo Gymnasium to take on the Shippensburg Raiders on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Reporting from Millersville University, I'm Ryan Rimby.
When we come back, an adorable video of a newborn lion cub in Siberia. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
The Snapper, home of the latest local news, sports, and entertainment. There's something for everyone. Under completely new management, the Snapper is back on track, run entirely by our student staff. Interested in being a writer? Applications can be sent to thesnapper.com/apply. Join us in Hash 161 every Thursday at 9 p.m. and don't forget to pick up your copy of The Snapper every Thursday. The Snapper, Millersville University's student newspaper since 1925.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
So Blake, you want to do the news at 6 o'clock now? No. 6 o'clock is dinner time. You could just eat at 5:30. No. 6 o'clock is dinner time.
Hey, Rory.
Yep.
What time is dinner time?
6 o'clock.
In 1977, in Johannesburg, South Africa, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. By the age of 9, he was already outplaying him. The odds of this gentle lad winning the Junior World Golf Championships at the age of 14, 1 in 16 million. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours, 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the Open Championship once and the US Open Championship twice, 1 in 780 million. The odds of this professional golfer having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. Ernie Els encourages you to learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
For authentic Italian dining, go to Nino's Pizzeria. Nino's menu includes pizza, wings, stromboli, subs, and Italian dinners. Stop by from 10 to 2 on weekdays for the lunch special. Nino's Pizzeria, 11 Manor Ave, Millersville.
Sleep. It's something we all need. Few of us get enough of it. Some non-sleepers turn to medications, but recently many of those who are sleep deprived are using sleep apps on their smartphones to help them get some extra Z's. Good idea? Here's Carl Azus with today's Health Minute.
It's a crazy world we live in. Go, go, go. But when it comes to going to bed, a lot of us are so stressed we just can't get any shut-eye. There are plenty of medications that claim they can help people sleep, but some drugs have side effects, so a lot of folks choose to toss and turn until they doze off. Introducing sleep apps, applications you can download on your smartphone or tablets. From using soothing sounds that help you relax to tracking your sleep patterns, these apps claim they can help you get a better night's sleep.
The fact that people are starting to recognize the importance of sleep is the bonus.
But do they really help when it comes to your health?
They're not going to really diagnose anything, and they're certainly not going to treat a patient with any type of sleep disorder.
Recently, the Food and Drug Administration announced they will begin monitoring health apps to make sure they are safe and do what they claim. Doctors say even if these programs do cause you to become drowsy, chances are those who download them are having sleep problems that may need to be treated by a physician, because many sleep issues, such as sleep apnea, can lead to serious problems.
If the person's having an issue with their sleep, that may be one of the reasons that they downloaded the app in the first place. And if that is the case, certainly seeking medical advice and potentially testing could be beneficial.
For today's Health Minute, I'm Carl Azus.
A newborn white lion cub was shown in the public to Serbia Belgrade Zoo on Saturday. The cub, which was born on September 27th, has brought the number of white lions at the zoo to 11. The cub's mother, lioness Masha, actually gave birth to 1 male and 1 female cubs, but only the male survived. This is common for white lions. The cubs are very weak for the first 3 weeks after birth. Visitors could view the baby lion through the windows. White lion is a variety of African species. It has the same biological characteristics except the fur color, as the white fur deprives white lions of a high level of camouflage while hunting. The level in the wild is low.
Okay. Well, though those cubs are really adorable, and it's really hard to believe that after a few years they'll be kings of the forest. That's all we have for News 99. Have a great evening.